Murphy, Jamey, Caldwell. What we're going to be showing you guys today is I got some brand new Humminbird units for my skier. I've got a Helix 9 DI and a Helix 9 SI. We're going to be installing them on my boat today, and I'm going to, fortunately for me, one of my good friends is an expert on the installation of anything Minn Kota and Humminbird, Jamey Caldwell.
We'll see. All right, so let's talk about what you're going to get. So obviously, Chris just said we got an SI unit and we have a DI unit. So let's go over what you get in each box and how they differ, and then how we're going to make them talk. So first off, you got your unit. So this is the 9 SI right here. You got your nice heavy-duty cover to protect it. And then inside the box, the biggie is you got your SI transducer, you got your power cable, then you have your mount to mount it to the transom or wherever you're going to do that. You have your gimbal bracket for the actual unit. Then you have some the connectors, your round connectors to tighten it to the gimbal mount, and then you have where all your wires are going to go back into the unit. And then another key thing, you have your instruction manual right here, all on CD. But this right here, you know, this is something that Humminbird started. This is a Humminbird Select program. So with this, you want to make sure that you register this online. It's going to give you an extended warranty, an extra year on your unit, and it's also going to email you and let you know when any software updates come about it. So, Chris, let's see what we get different in the DI.
All right. The DI package is almost going to be identical. You're going to get your DI unit. You're going to get all the cables and the brackets that he discussed. The big difference is going to be that you're going to get a down imaging transducer that's going to come with your DI unit. Makes sense. We're going to mount this to the bow of my boat, so we're going to run this off the trolling motor. So that way, I'm using this on the bow of the boat. We're going to be doing a lot of drop shot work, down imaging work. I want it to be on the front of the boat. That's where this will be mounted.
All right, and then to get these two units to talk, obviously we need some type of cable system. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect two of them with an Ethernet cable. So one, you need an Ethernet cable. Make sure you get the right size, 20, 30, 15, 10, whatever the distance is. But with the Helix units, you got to make sure that you get your adapter cable. This is going to be your Ethernet adapter cable. Obviously, you're going to need one for this unit, and we're going to need one for that unit. So 2 adapter cables, the right Ethernet cable, and we're ready to make these two talk. So let's go through the install. We're going to show you how we put them on, what we're doing, and let's get them running. Thank God you're here.
All right, so one of the first things that we're going to have to do is we have to mount the Humminbird gimbal to whatever our mounting system is going to be. In this instance, we're using ram mounts. We're going to mount to a ram ball. So I just wanted to show you what it's going to look like finished product. So this is your Humminbird mount, and there's the gimbal mount, and as you can see, we've got it very securely connected. And just because we want to share this with you, here's the pieces that we use to put it together. We're using a number 10 32 by 1 inch screw to go all the way through the top. We're locking it down with some number 10 by 32's nylon lock nut. And then of course we got some screw covers. So the whole point of it is you put it through the screw cover, lock it through, put a wrench on the other side, screw it down. That's going to make this Loctite, lockdown, waterproof, good to go, and not going to damage your unit. Make sure that you're coming in from the actual mount side so that you're not going to actually have these protruding pieces facing your Humminbird unit.
All right, guys, so we're up at the bow of Chris's boat right now, and I just want to show you what we did here. We're gonna mount his unit with the ram ball, but if you just want to use the gimbal and you want to mount the gimbal to the deck, Humminbird sends that hardware with it. So you got 4 screws right there. You can just figure out where you want the gimbal on the deck, and you can just put those in there. So with this application, I just want to show you how to do it and what hardware you need for the ram. So we've got the big 3-inch ball. I think it's a D size is what they call it. Now what I did is, you know, we went to Lowe's, and the hardware that we have is 1/4 inch by 20 by 2 inch. All right, so these are 2 inch long. Initially, we got 1.5 inches, which I thought would be good, but you know, on this Skeeter, he's got a good, solid, thick deck up here. We got it in there. I just didn't have enough bite. I didn't feel secure, so we went ahead and went with the 2 inch. All right, then you need your nylon locking nuts. These are going to be your 20s. And then here's something I like to do is instead of using a bunch of washers, in the electrical section, they sell this plate. It's a cover for an electrical outlet, but it's a 4-inch. It's a 4-inch plate. It's really heavy duty. It's like having that one washer, and it's going to spread that energy throughout the deck, so you got a real stable platform. So on this, just mark it with your ram, the 3 holes that you want to drill, or you could use the 4 in this case. Use a 1/2 inch drill bit to go in there and drill that pattern out that you see, and then open them up a little bit more too, so you have that play when you get in there. And then the holes, I used a 1/4 inch drill bit to drill through for the 1/4 inch bolts, obviously, to put those in there. So drill those in, get everything marked. You got your plate. So now I'm going to take and put the plate on the underside. Then I'm going to take these 2-inch, 1/4-inch, drive those through, put the nylon locking nuts on the bottom. That thing's secure, and then we're ready to start installing the Humminbird. Okay, so next step that we're going to do is we need to hook up power so we have power running to our unit. So on the Skeeter, we had to get through the panel right here, dig through some wires, and find the red and the black wire that come from the console. Once we did that, the easiest way to do this, so you don't have to cut wires or do anything, is go to AutoZone or any auto store and pick up, if you can find the weatherproof, but get the quick splices. So all they are is these little blue snaps. And there's a metal bar in here. What it's going to do is it's going to allow you to snap onto an existing wire that's currently running to wherever. That's going to be your positive, and then do one for your negative. You put that on one side, and then you take the end of your power wire that you have for your Helix unit, and it just goes into the other side. You crimp it down, and boom, you got power. So we're going to run that. We'll get this all tidied up. We got the transducer on. The cables run through everything. We got it all coming up here. Get everything neat, somewhat put back together, power the unit on, check everything before we close it all up. But that's hooking up power, super simple. All right, guys, so we've hooked up the power, we got the transducer run, we got our cables, we figured out where we're going to mount our Helix unit. What I like to do is just go ahead and check everything before you're going to close everything up, make sure your connections are good. So you have your power cable and you have your transducer cable. You've got the connection box that comes with it, but prior to putting them all in there and getting it all tied down and then figuring out something's wrong, you can just go ahead and take them. And if you look on the back of this, you really can't mess it up. There's only 2 prongs on your power wire, that's your positive and negative, and there's only 1 port that's going to accept it. That's 2 prongs. So just go ahead and connect that to the back of the unit. And then your transducer, that cable is the only thing that looks like that. It's rounded on top and it has a flat bottom. So go ahead and connect that up, and then just go ahead and cycle the power on. Let it power up all the way. Everything's good. Then just go ahead and cycle the power back down. We're going to pull these back off. We did that. Everything's good. Then take your connection box. Take the 2 screws out of the back side. And then when you open this up, okay, it's going to be the same exact thing. Humminbird made this really easy. Your power cable, if you look on here, can only go in one of these slots. So you just place your power cable inside there and then route the cable to where it comes out the back side. And then do the same thing with your transducer cable. Put that in there. It's only going to go in one way. Route that out, then we're going to throw the cover back on there, put the screws back in, and then it's ready to snap on, check power, check everything out again, make sure it's good, and then we can continue cleaning everything up. All right, so install is complete. We're back here on the console unit, and we're just going through the setup and just checking the network because we Ethernetted both the SI9 here and then the Helix 9 DI up at the bow, and you can see that there. So overall install, I mean, basically just find some power, plug into that, go ahead and hook them up with the Ethernets, and then run your transducers. Your GPS is all internal, but there's your look at everything that comes with the new Helix 9s and how to install them.